we are going to go on with our revision of your blended material in Unit 3, and also it's in the original book, Unit 3. The part that we are going to focus on is the vocabulary. So let's start with the questions in the blended material. Question number 1, match the words in the box with their meanings. Let's start with number 1. The words are mentioned, error, the latter, colleague, and coincidence. Yeah, what do you mean by the last one being mentioned? أيوة يا أحمد.
The latter.
The latter. Yes, that's right. Good. Mistake, Ibrahim.
Error.
Error. Thank you. Story about unexpected events and connections. Yes, Yahala.
Coincidence.
Coincidence. That's right. Good. Said something about means. Ahmad again.
Mentioned.
Mentioned. That's right. Good. What about someone you work with, ya Jamil?
Colleague.
Colleague. That's right. These are the answers, and you can have screenshots for them as usual. Let's move to the second question now. Complete the sentences with words or phrases from the box. طبعا, as I said, and I told you in previous meetings, that in the vocabulary section, sorry, you will have a question about matching words with their meanings, either in this way or by replacing the underlined parts. It's the same. What you are going to do is to match. And the second question will be about completing sentences with words or phrases from the box. You have to fill in the gaps in order to get a meaningful sentence. The words that you have are batted, sorry, keep in touch, bold, error, and stranger. What about number 1, yeah, Ibrahim? The teacher?
The teacher patted the boy on his back to encourage him.
Yes, patted the boy on his back to encourage him. Patted, he hit gently, if you remember. What about number 2, yeah, Hala?
He seems older than he is because he's bald.
He is bald, yes, without hair. Number 3, Jamil.
Rana feels shy
Rania feels
when
shy.
she meets
Strangers.
stranger.
Yes, good. What do you mean by shy?
some خجول أو بالإحراج.
خجول, that's right, good. Rania feels shy when she meets strangers, people she doesn't know before. Although my friend is in Dubai, we always, Aya Ibrahim.
Although my friend in Dubai, we always keep in touch.
Keep in touch, be in contact with each other. The students performed the dialogue without making any, yes, without making any what? Aya Jamil.
Any error.
Any errors. Yeah, that's right. And these are the answers. Yes. Let's move to the next question. And also it is one of the basic questions in the vocabulary, which is complete the sentences using phrasal verbs from the box. What do you mean by a phrasal verb? Can you remind me? What is a phrasal verb? Hmm? Ibrahim, what do you mean by a phrasal verb?
A verb with reflex or conflicts.
With a particle or
Like
a
some
preposition that followed it. This verb or this particle, sorry, might change the whole meaning or it might add to the meaning. Now, this question again is very important in the Tawjihi exam. You have to fill in the gaps with the phrasal verbs. The first thing you have to look at is the meaning. Sometimes they ask you to correct the verb form before putting it in the statements, and sometimes in the box you have them in the way that they must be in the sentences. Alternative forms. When you have two gaps within the same sentence, it means that you have to separate the verb from its particle and not to put two phrasal verbs. Pay attention to this. Let's start with the question. The phrasal verbs that we have here are come across. What do you mean by come across, even in Arabic? Jamil.
Come across, it meaning يجد صدفة.
يجد صدفة. Find something by يا هالة. What do you mean by catch up?
يتحدث like
يعني
talking.
keep in touch or يتواصل, communicate with others. Sometimes you have it as catch up with. If it is catch up, you should have with in the statement, and this is a hint for you. Pay attention to this. Put up. What do you mean by put up? Put up يا إبراهيم.
put up يستضيف.
يستضيف. That's right. Turned out. جميل.
Turned out meaning discovered, or in Arabic we can say يتضح أو ينكشف.
Yes. تبين. توضح. انكشف. And run into. Yes يا هالة. What does it mean?
يقابل بالصدفة.
Yes,
meet by
meet someone by chance. That's right. You have to know the meaning, at least in Arabic, in order to put them in the sentences according to the meaning. So let's start with number one. Mr. Ali. أيوة يا هالة. Start with number one, please.
Mr. Ali made a big dinner so that his grandsons might catch up with each other.
Good. Catch up with. Pay attention with here. Even if you don't know the meaning, it can tell you that the answer is catch up. Yes. Good. Number two, Ibrahim.
The house they promised us turned out to be tiny flat.
Yes, a tiny or a teeny flat. That's right. Turned out to be a tiny flat. Number three. Yes, ya Hala.
I was surprised to run into one of my old teachers when I was in the park.
Good. Run into. Number four. Ibrahim.
I was
We
surprised
number
to
number
to
four. Ibrahim.
oh,
Four. Three is done.
okay. We put up our, yes, we put up our cousin in our flat when he came to visit Gaza.
Good. We put up. Jamil, the last one.
I come across this book in our school library. It is wonderful.
It's wonderful. Yes, these are the answers again, and you can have a screenshot for them. Tamam. Let's move to the next question, question number 4, which talks about the prefixes go and miss, and it is an important one. In addition to the prefixes under and over in the last unit, I think in unit 9, they will be in the same question in the ministry exam. But here, because we are talking about unit 3, we only have co and miss. Co means what? When you put co as a prefix, what is the meaning that is added to the word? Ya Jamil.
We use co when need to talk about someone. Help me about that. Look,
So,
cooperated, co-planet.
so what does it mean? Go
The
together.
helping.
Yes, it means together. That's the meaning. And what about miss, ya Hala?
Made a mistake. Like
Made a mistake or understand something in a wrong way, maybe. That's the meaning. Yani it means it gives you the opposite of the word, the original meaning of the word. Yes, we have operation, understood, leading, behave, and writer. The first step in this question, yeah, توجيه, is to know what is the prefix that comes with these words, and then depending on the meaning of sentences, you can fill them in the gaps. What about operation, ya Hala? What is the prefix that comes with it?
Co.
Cooperation.
Cooperation.
Yes, good. What about understood, ya Ibrahim? Misunderstood. Yeah. It could be misunderstanding, misunderstand because it's a verb. But here, according to the meaning and the tense of the verb, it is understood. But it is, or the prefix is miss in all cases. What about leading, ya Ahmad? Leading,
Miss.
misleading, that's right. Behave, Jamil,
misbehave,
misbehave. And what about writer, ya Hala?
Co-writer.
Co-writer. So again, the first step is to know what is the prefix that comes with the word, because you are going to be corrected according to the word and the prefix that comes with it. If you put the wrong prefix, you will lose from the mark of the statement. So pay attention to this to know what is the prefix that comes with each word. Type. What about number one? Schools work in close. Yes, ya Ahmad.
Cooperation with parents to improve
Standards.
standards.
Yes. So cooperation. Good. Hala number two.
It annoys me when my children misbehave in front of others.
That's right. Thank you. Number three, Ibrahim.
There are
Ibrahim.
many advertisement on TV.
Again, I didn't get your answer. Please repeat it again.
Okay. There are many misleading advertisement on TV.
Advertisements. Yes. The advertisement اللي هي ايش؟
الإعلانات.
إعلانات. And it could be adverts or ads. This is the same word. Number four. Thank you, Ibrahim. Number four, yeah, Jamil.
he wrote the book alone without a co-writer.
A co-writer. That's right. Number five, the last one. Hala. Hala, are you there?
Uh,
Number
I,
five.
I misunderstood the instructions and answered three questions instead of four.
That's right. Thank you for all of you. And these are the answers, and you can um, have a screenshot for them. Tamam, we have, or we did this yesterday. Yes, let's move to some questions from the ministry exam. These are, or all the questions that we are going to answer now comes from the Ministry of Education exams on the vocabulary of Unit 3. So replace the underlined parts of the sentences below with words from the box. This is the same question as matching again and again. Pay attention to this. The words are put up, the latter, knowledge, ran into, reluctant, and errors. What about number one? Yeah, Jamil. Start, please.
She has a lot of things that she know about this subject because she has studied it for years. Knowledge.
Yes, things that she knows means knowledge. That's right. Thank you. Let's move to the second one. Ahmed.
Most of the problems were due to humans' mistake errors.
That's right. So errors. Number 3, Hala.
Many parents feel unwilling to talk openly with their children, reluctant.
Reluctant. That's right. Good. Number 4, ya Ibrahim.
While discussing the idea of our project, the last one mentioned is the most applicable, the
Mhm.
later or the
The
latter.
latter. Pay attention. It's the latter. Yeah. What about number 5, Ahmad?
While walking downtown, I by chance met an old friend and stopped to talk.
To talk. Yeah.
Ran into.
Yes. Ran into. Pay attention. You can, or you might be asked about the phrasal verbs meanings because they are part of the new vocabulary in this unit. Run into, come across, put up. Yes. Number 6. Yes, yeah, Hala.
She offered me to stay in her house for a night because I'd missed the last bus and there were no night buses running, but up.
That's right. Good. Put up. Question number 2. Fill in the following sentences by replacing the words in brackets with words from the box. Yes. Patting, colleague, reluctant, bold, straight, and mentioned. Let's start with number 1, yeah, Jamil. The report.
The report, mm, nothing about the problem.
Yeah.
Said something about mention.
Said something about means mentioned. That's right.
Mentioned, I'm sorry.
Yes, mentioned. Number 2. Aya Ibrahim.
He felt a million hands patting him on the back and congratulating him on the job, hitting gently.
Yeah. What do you mean by hitting gently? Patting. That's
Patting.
right. Yeah, good. Patting. What about number 3, ya Ahmad?
He left his job after an argument with his colleague.
Colleague. Colleague. Someone you work with means colleague. What do you mean by colleague in Arabic?
زميل عمل
Zamil.
زميل
Yes,
Zamil.
colleague. Colleague means Zamil. Yes. What about number 4, Hala, please?
The doctor seemed reluctant to tell the family about the patient's serious diseases, unwilling.
Yes, unwilling means reluctant. Again, you answered by using the same word. Yes, good. Let's move on to other questions about the vocabulary in this unit. Again, complete the sentences with, we still have words from the previous question. I felt tired when I got home, so I had gone to bed. What do you mean by immediately? Immediately. Ibrahim.
Straight.
That's right. Good. It means straight. Yeah. What about he looks older than he is because he's almost completely without hair? What do you mean by without hair? أيوة يا جميل.
Bold.
Bold. That's right. The next question, complete the sentences with words from the box. Again, the latter, patting, knowledge, coincidence, reluctant, and mentioned. Start with number 1. Yes. أيوة يا هالة.
While I was batting on my friend's back, he got nervous and started to shout.
Good. Patting. That's right. Number 2, Ibrahim.
In her speech, she mentioned nothing about her previous job experience.
So mentioned, that's right, good. What about number 3, Ahmad?
Most women are reluctant to answer a question about their weight and age.
Yes, reluctant. Yes, this is a fact about women. It's true. Number 4, again, Hala.
It's my belief that knowledge is power.
Yes, knowledge. It's my belief. Knowledge is power. Good. Number 5, Ibrahim.
It's not consi- okay that none of the directors are women. Coincidence.
It's not a coincidence that none of the directors are women. The last one, Jamil, please.
Two agreements were since it
Were
um,
signed
were signed in
90, 1990,
1999 and
98.
1998, but only the later one was coincidence veil
Considered
violent.
valid. Yeah. The latter, again, ya توجيهي, latter. Later is something else. This is the word later, which is the opposite of earlier, huh? This word is pronounced as the latter. What do you mean by valid? Do you know what do you mean by valid?
ألغي.
Can be used. When I say, for example, his passport is valid, يعني صالح للاستخدام. That's the meaning of the word valid. Yes. The next question, complete the sentences with words from the box. We will finish this about the new words filling in the gaps. Then we will move to the phrasal verbs. We have reluctant, latter, strangers, colleague, and error. Start with number 1, please, yeah, Ibrahim.
The accident was caused by a human error.
A human error, that's right. Hala, number 2.
I am reluctant to spend all that money on such a small project.
I don't know whether it's a coincidence that most of your answers are with the word reluctant. Really, I don't do this on paper, purpose. It's a coincidence. Yes, ya Ahmed.
Two
Ahmed.
options. I had two options, history and geography, so I chose the latter.
Yes, the latter. Good. You have to add only the word latter because that is written here. Number 4, Jamil.
Nabil is not my friend. He is a colleague at the company.
Yes, he's a colleague. Colleague is not a friend. It might happen that your colleague become your friend in the future, but not every colleague is a friend. Yes. Complete the sentences with a suitable phrasal verb or with the suitable phrasal verbs from the box. Again, this is a very important question and it is a basic one. Start with number 1, please, yeah, Ibrahim.
أستاذ في سؤال في
While I
Just a moment, Ibrahim. Just a moment. Yes, what is your question, ya Ahmed? We still have one statement. I'm so sorry for that. Do number 5, yeah, Ibrahim. In the previous question, number 4. Thank you, Ahmed.
okay. Tom trained his dog to bark at the stranger.
Yes. Tom trained his dog to bark at strangers. That's right. Thank you. Yes, start with number one in the next question that talks about phrasal verbs. يا هلا.
While I was tidying up my room yesterday, I came across an old photo of me as a baby.
Good. Came across. Yes. Number two, Jamil.
He ran so fast that I couldn't catch up with him.
Good catch. Up with. Yes. What about number three, Ahmad?
I knew that everything would turn out fine in the end.
Good turnout. What about the last one, yeah, Ibrahim?
He was visiting the town for a few days, so I put him up in my apartment.
Good. This is what I told you about Tawjihi at the beginning when we talk about phrasal verbs. When you have two gaps, pay attention to separate the verb. And in this statement, it is put from its particle or preposition, which is up. Put the verb in the first gap and up in the second gap because we have an object that separated them from each other. Pay attention to this. It is very important because in the exam they might give you 4 statements and 5 verbs. Some students in such a statement might put a verb in the first gap, a verb with its particle, I mean, and the second verb in the other gap, and this is wrong. You will lose the mark for that. So pay attention to this point, Tawjihi. Let's start with the
From where
next question. Ay, Ibrahim.
when he do his exam, from where he will find another gap, because all the suitable phrases are are written in the previous sentences. From where?
Again, I couldn't understand your question, Ibrahim. Can you be more clear about that?
Okay, I told you about the one who doing his exam. When he
Mhm,
fill in the first gap, what up and
mhm.
then the second gap, from where he will find another phrasal verb. There is no.
I told you that in the exam, they did not give you the same number of phrasal verbs as the number of the statements. And you will have a note that tells you that there are more phrasal verbs than needed, for example. Even in the questions of fill in the gaps or match words with their meanings, you might have more words than needed to be put in the gaps. This is a way of confusing the students about the answer. So you have to be let's say sure about your answer. Now in this book that collected all the questions about the previous years of Tawjih exams, they gave you only the answers or the words that are going to be put in gaps. But in the exam, in the true exam, you will have more phrasal verbs in the box than the statements in which you are going to fill in. More words in the box than the words or the number of statements you are going to fill in. And if you have, for example, 5 statements for filling the gaps, you will have 6 words in the box. It is not necessarily to happen, but sometimes it happens. And they give you a note with a question. No, there are more words than needed. There are more phrasal verbs than needed. واضح? But here we don't have them because they collected all the questions from previous years. Pay attention. For example, number one is from 12 2020, 8 2021. This is number two. Yani they collected them. They are not from the same exam. Clear, ya Ibrahim?
Clear. Thank you.
You are welcome. Yes, again, let's move on to complete statements with correct phrasal verbs. Number one, in the first statement in question number 6. Start يا جميل.
He was visiting that. We do that, miss.
Where did we do it?
At
Number
the
6.
last. At the last.
It's the same type.
Yes.
I will write the answer only. Put him up in a flat. Pay attention. Only they change the last word, flat and apartment. And by the way, they have the same meaning. This is why I told you they are not from the same exam. They are collected from previous years of the exam. تمام? So Jamil, number 2.
We hadn't seen each other for a year, so having a meet together was a good chance to catch up with each other. Each
Good.
other.
Catch up with. That's right. Catch up and with might help you with the answer again. Number 3. Ay hala.
I was surprised when I ran into an old friend of mine yesterday.
Good. Ran into. Pay attention. The meanings of statements are very close to each other, but we try to practice answering such questions in order to make sure that we understand. Yes, yeah, Ahmad, number 4.
I thought the party was going to be drawing, but it
Boring.
uh, but it turned out to be
Yes.
the most
Unforgettable. Uh,
forgettable evening
unforgettable. Uh-huh.
of my life.
Yeah. Unforgettable evening. يعني something you can't forget. لا يمكن نسيانها يعني. Yes, I think we did good amount of questions or statements about phrasal verbs. I want you to answer questions about the prefixes co and miss. So let's start with the question number 12 here in this book. Complete the sentences with the words in the box with co and miss. Pay attention again to know which prefix comes or which words comes with the prefix co and which comes with the prefix miss. But we will start. يلا. Children. Start يا هلا. Children often.
Misbehave in order to get attention.
Very good. Misbehave. Number 2 يا إبراهيم.
Never give your work to anyone, not even um, cooperation or co-worker or
Co-worker. Yes. That's right. Co-worker or a friend.
a
Yes.
friend.
Co-worker or a friend. Don't give your passwords to them. Ahmad, number 3. Yeah. Ahmad. Don't. طيب. I'll return back to you يا هلا. Number 3.
Don't let his friendly
Manner.
yeah, mislead you into trusting
Yeah.
him.
Yes. Mislead you. Manner يعني the way he behaves. أخلاق. The way he uh, tries to show you. He might be not a good one, but by his friendly manner, he might mislead you into trusting him. Number 4, please, Ibrahim.
We want to thank you for your cooperation and continuous support.
Yes, cooperation. That's right. And the last one for you, ya Jamil.
His voice wasn't a clear. I was, unfortunately,
Uh-huh.
it's not clear.
I was certain I had.
I have misheard what she said.
Yes, misheard. When you
Misheard.
use the past of hear, it is pronounced as heard. Misheard, misheard, sorry, what he or she said. Let's do the next question and then we will stop. It's the same about prefixes. Start, ya Hala, with number one, please.
Both their names are on the front of the book because they are the co-writers.
Good, they are the co-writers. Number two, Ibrahim.
The teacher usually gets annoyed when a student misbehave in the class.
Misbehave. I put the answer here because there is no enough space. So misbehave. Number three, Jamil.
There are many misleading
Yeah,
uh,
advertisements.
on TV.
Advertisements on TV. Yes, misleading. Number four, Hala.
Cooperation between schools is the most important thing we need in this uh,
In
stage.
this critical stage. Yeah. So cooperation. And the last one for you, yeah, Ibrahim, please.
Some people misuse modern technology by barking the privacy of others.
Yes, misuse. What do you mean by misuse? Hmm? Misuse. يسيء الاستخدام مش هيك توجيهي. This is the meaning of misuse. In this way we finished practicing and revising the vocabulary in unit 3. I will stop the recording.